What's up, y'all? Happy Sunday. So yesterday I made a meal for dinner. It was fried oyster mushrooms, and I fried them like chicken, you know, and some mac and cheese, baked mac and cheese, as well as green beans for a little soul food shindig, right? All right, so a few of you have actually asked me for the recipe, and so I decided to just make a video really quickly because I didn't really feel like typing it all out. I'm gonna be totally honest, because I initially went by like a recipe for the mac and cheese, but I just kind of ended up doing my own thing. So I'm gonna show you guys what I used from what I have like left over. A few things I don't have because I used it all when I was cooking it, but you'll get the gist. All right guys, so to start, I'm gonna show you what I made, what I used to make the macaroni and cheese. So I used elbow macaroni from Mayr. That literally was like maybe $1.50, I don't know, something like that. I used 𝕚 cream cheese. As you guys know, it is dairy free and vegan. So I used 𝕚. I think I got this one from Mayr, and I want to say it was like $3 and some change. I also used the 𝕨 Parmesan, just like Parmesan, dairy free Parmesan. I got this one from Whole Foods. I actually bought 2 of them, but I only ended up using 1. As you can see, it's 100% vegan as well. I used Earth Balance butter. I bought the sticks even though I had the container, just because I knew I was going to be using this for a lot in this recipe. I also used some unsweetened almond milk. This one I got from Aldi. You can literally get it for like $1 something, maybe $2 at the most. And then also, along with these 2 cheeses, I use the Daiya cheddar cheese shreds. Now, I'm not a huge fan of Daiya's brand, but they do have some gems. Like, I do like the way that cheddar cheese melted into my macaroni, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to use it again. And then as far as like how I spiced it up, all I used was Himalayan pink salt, some onion powder, which I wouldn't normally use that, but you got to kind of spice it up just a little bit to give it more flavor, because the cheese is not going to taste like cheese that you are used to. So I used just a little bit of onion powder and garlic powder. And then something I tried that I don't normally do, I used smoked paprika in my mac and cheese, and it was flame. Okay, moving on. So those are the things I used for the mac and cheese. Moving on, for the fried oyster mushrooms, I bought them at Mayr. I don't have any with me right now because I cooked all of them. But I bought, like, honestly, I think I bought like 7 containers of oyster mushrooms, just because there's not a lot in one container. So I pretty much wiped them out. I bought every single one, and what I did was wipe them all off, clean them on Thursday, and then I put them inside of a container and I let them marinate overnight with almond milk. Again, I use almond milk for a lot. I let them marinate with almond milk. I also used the Daiya brand home style ranch, and I poured that into the container as well. I used like a half a bottle of hot sauce. Then I also put the Mrs. Dash salt-free chicken blend, some red pepper, the Southwest Chipotle, salt and pepper, which is back there, into my actual marinade. So I let those soak overnight, and I was supposed to cook it on Friday. Things happen, life happened. I did not cook on Friday, and then I ended up letting him soak a second night. So those oyster mushrooms got real good and marinated, okay? So I ended up letting them soak, and then I cooked everything yesterday. What I used to fry them, I don't normally use vegetable oil, but I bought some just for this purpose. So I put some vegetable oil in the skillet and let it get hot. I also used some all-purpose flour, and I put it in a bag, like a Ziploc bag. And in that Ziploc bag with the flour, I put a little bit more of the Southwest Chipotle, the chicken, Mrs. Dash as well, some smoked paprika, garlic, onion powder, salt, if I have not said that, and pepper as well. So I shook all of that up, and then I just began adding in my oyster mushrooms to coat it, and then I just fried it like you would fried chicken. Yeah. it sounds like a lot, but it's really, really not. Okay, so moving along, then I made my green beans on the stove top, and I just had like whatever I think it's like Del Monte brand or something like that. Green beans, I used 2 of the bigger cans. So in that, because you can't have like, you know, smoked turkey or anything in your green beans when you're vegan, I use this 𝕨𝕨𝕨 base. It's the vegetable kind. They have a lot of different kinds, but make sure if you want it to still be vegan that you use the vegetable one, because this is vegan. They have like chicken and beef and something else, but 𝕨𝕨𝕨 is so fire. Like it really makes you think that you have meat inside of whatever you're cooking. So I put that in there, and I also put red pepper into my my green beans, and salt, pepper, and some cane sugar, just because I make these like sweet and spicy type of green beans. They're not like extremely sweet, obviously, but they have like a kick to it. So the recipe is pretty much what my mom has always made, and I just try and do my own version of hers. And then I also added in just a teensy bit of garlic powder. Y'all, I put garlic powder in everything, literally everything. But one thing I did not mention, I use Slap Your Mama when I put my flour concoction together. So in the bag that I used to coat my actual oyster mushrooms, I put some Slap Your Mama in there. And just for your reference, this has salt, red pepper, black pepper, and garlic. So yeah, I use that a lot too. I think that is pretty much it. Yeah, so as far as cooking it, I just made the oyster mushrooms like I would chicken. You flip them after you think that they've cooked on the other side well enough, and coating is there. As far as reheating, I actually used my air fryer over there to reheat them instead of putting them in the microwave or putting them, you know, back in the skillet or in the oven. As far as my mac and cheese, all I did was like melt the butter, 𝕨𝕩 cheddar shreds, and into a pot, and then once they got melted and kind of got together, I added in the tofu, and then I used my grater to actually shred the Parmesan into that concoction. And then as I did that, then I added the almond milk and just made this like creamy mixture, all the while I was boiling my pasta and getting that drained and rinsed and all that good stuff. And then I just kind of mixed everything all together, put it in the oven on 375 for about 20 minutes. And yeah, it was done. That was simple as that. As far as my green beans go, it took me about like 30 minutes or so. All I did was dump the green beans after I rinsed them and strained them, dumped them into the pot, added about, honestly y'all, I don't really use measurements for anything. It's kind of what I'm feeling. But I think I added about like 3 or 4 tablespoons of the 𝕨𝕨𝕨. And as far as the seasonings go, just season it to your liking, because baby, I was adding in stuff here and there. I taste a little bit and I'm like, I might need a little bit more red pepper flakes. So just kind of go based on what you want it to taste like. So that is really all I have for you guys. This video was not even meant to film today. I did say I was going to possibly share how I make it on my channel, but I did want to kind of get these recipes and everything out to you guys as soon as possible. So yeah. Oh, by the way, just if you're like interested in how I ate the oyster mushrooms, so yesterday I made them into a sandwich. So I had these like sourdough buns. All I did was use my, let me see if I can find it. All right, y'all, so I used my 𝕨𝕨𝕨. I don't know if you can see it. Follow Your Heart 𝕨𝕨𝕨. And this one is the soy-free one. It is always at Meijer. They have like 3 or 4 different kinds, but I got it from Meijer, and it's basically like replacing a Miracle Whip or mayonnaise if you eat mayonnaise, but y'all, it's better than that if you ask me. And I'm not just saying that, like I actually like this way better. So for my oyster mushroom fried chicken sandwich, I used the 𝕨𝕨𝕨 on my sourdough buns. I melted, y'all, Follow Your Heart is just a good brand. Excuse the bag, but like it opens kind of weird, and so I had to stick it in here. So I used the Follow Your Heart American sliced cheese. I melted that on top of the oyster mushrooms, and then what did I do? Oh, and then I put the oyster mushrooms cheese onto the sandwich that I made with the veganese, and then I also added like sliced pickles and then some of the Sweet Baby Ray's hickory and brown sugar barbecue sauce. And as you can see, I'm almost out. So this one's turned upside down, but that's okay. Back up, baby. I gotta back up, so we good. Okay, so anyway, yeah, that's how I ate it yesterday. Today, I actually ate it like I would regularly fried chicken, and I drizzled honey and hot sauce on it. Y'all, when I tell y'all that was fire, okay? Fire. I was smacking, turning that food up like this is Thanksgiving to me right now. So yeah, it was really, really good, and I think I'm gonna eat it like that a few more times. So I will insert a clip of what the food looked like when I finished it. Yeah, but let me know if you guys decide to make this meal and how it turns out for you. I hope it is delicious, because listen, mine was. Yeah. All right, y'all, have a good Sunday. I don't want to keep you all any longer. Guys, I will talk to y'all next time. Peace.